Hey guys, some of you might have seen on the Japan channel we've had some videos about honesty in Japan, just examples of honesty in Japan, honesty test in Japan if you haven't seen it. Those videos are just supposed to illustrate the fact that in Japan crime's very low and honesty's very high, and it's just the way it is, you know, it's just a cultural thing, so it's just an observation of that. Unfortunately, those videos, we've made a few of them, seem to act like magnets to either full-on Nazi type racists or sort of closet racists, you know. And I'll just give you a couple of illustrations of that. The full-on Nazi racist just comes straight on and just leaves a comment like, oh, that's because in Japan there's no blacks. There's no black people in Japan, that's why there's no crime. Right, there's the ignorant Nazi. And then you got your closet racist who'll leave a comment more like along the lines of, oh, well, it's because Japan is not so culturally diverse, right? If you know what I mean, what someone said recently. This is actually a quote. The dude said, you know, it's because Japan's not culturally diverse, if you know what I mean. So he doesn't have the balls to actually come out and say he's a racist asshole. He feels he's got to sort of pretend, hey, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It's because there's none of those people here. So, let's get into this. First of all, just from an observation, I operated a company in Australia for 20 years, and just because of the demographic in Australia and the way the system works there, probably 90%, 98% of our customers were white Australians, right? Now, every single one of those customers signed an agreement with us to pay their bills within 30 days of receiving them. More than half of them didn't. Sometimes up to 70% of them didn't, which makes those people less than honourable, and some could say dishonest, because they made a promise to do that and they didn't do it. And we had endless people who would lie to us. Oh yes, we sent you the money, didn't you get it? We sent you a check, didn't you receive it? Oh okay, I'll send you another one today. And then they wouldn't, so there's a series of lies one after another. So the point I'm making is that even white Australian people who considered themselves to be law-abiding good people, in actual fact quite often lied and quite often were dishonest and didn't do what they say they'd do, and everything else, right? So, and the other side of it is, we operated a security company for 20 years, so we dealt with a lot of criminals. We caught criminals in the act, you know, breaking into places and stealing things and smashing things, and a whole variety of crime. One was a vicious assault against a woman, a whole variety of crime. Before I made this video, I gave it some really serious thought to see if I could remember. Every single offender that we apprehended was white, right? So the point I'm making is, the reason this gets under my skin is these dudes who try to suggest that the only reason there's crime in their country is because there's black people there are full of shit. Because Australia and America, and this is the other thing about Australia and America and countries like them, is that they pretend on the surface that there's no racism, and they pretend on the surface that everyone has an equal chance to do as well as each other, and all that sort of bullshit. And there's no racism, and there's no this, that, and the other, and it's total bullshit. And those people who live in these countries and are honest with themselves know it's true. Because you guys know, you get to a barbecue where it's all white people all standing around the barbecue, and a topic like this comes up, and the closet racists pop up all over the place, don't they? Uncle John or Cousin Ray or whoever else happens to be there suddenly starts going on about the Asians or the black people or whatever, right? Which is, so there's two major points I want to make here. The first one is that, oh, you know, it's only the black people that are committing crime, is total bullshit. It's total bullshit, and we all know it, because you know, there's a lot of crime committed by people of all colours, right? It's got nothing to do with it. The other thing is that the people that want to try and prop up their racism with facts, and let's face it, we can prop up any argument with the right facts from the internet. You know, you can get facts off the internet that'll prove you that there was no moon landing and whatever, there's aliens living amongst us. You can prove whatever you want to with a few select facts from the internet, and those people who like to do that will often say, look at the statistics, you know, and statistics in the US are often cited as, look at the statistics, you know, look at the percentage of black people who are in jail compared with the percentage of white people who are in jail. See, it proves that black people are more criminal, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because what happens in these societies where everybody's supposedly equal is that most of the businesses, not all, but most of the businesses and most of the people in authority are white people, right? And a heck of a lot of those white people are discriminatory based on race when they hire and fire and make decisions about people in general. And this goes across the board. This goes for people that employ people. This goes for the judges in the courts, you know. And I think the people who hold up that statistic, oh look, there's more black people in jail than there, you know, percentage of black people in jail than there is white people. If you want to hold up statistics, hold up all the statistics. Hold up the statistics about how many white people get acquitted from crimes compared with how many black people get acquitted from crimes. Because there's a high percentage of judges who are racist as well. And everybody pretends they're not, you know, and the prosecutors as well, and the police as well, and everybody else as well. Everybody pretends they're not racist, everybody says they're not racist, but dig a little bit deeper, or get them alone, or read their comments on YouTube, and you'll see what the truth really is. You know, it's just incredible. It's just incredible. So we really haven't evolved, and there's racism in every country, no doubt about it. But what arcs me up about this one is that countries like Australia and America pretend that they're not racist. Oh, in our country everybody's equal and everybody has equal rights and everything else. Bullshit. You know, that might be in your laws. And Australia's a good example for that. You know, you can't hire and fire people based on race, and you can't choose between two people for a job based on race. That's right, you can't. But that's an impossible thing to prove. Usually, it's an impossible thing to prove. It's obvious. It's well accepted that a lot of the guys that are doing the employing, usually white males, right? Not always, but usually white males doing the employing, they can choose for themselves what colour person they employ, and frequently they do it based, not necessarily based on colour, but their discrimination or their racism can sneak in and play a part in their decision making. The bottom line is that straight white males have more opportunities in a place like Australia or a place like America than other people, than gay white males, or black straight males, or black gay males, or pretty well any other combination you can imagine. And anybody that pretends that white straight males don't have an advantage in those societies, in Australian society, American societies, a lot of other societies, are kidding themselves. Absolutely kidding themselves. And then, you know, there's always someone will say, oh yeah, but look, in America, we voted in a black president. Yes, you did. And you don't have to go very far to see all the racists abusing him based on race. You don't go further than YouTube. Look at any video with Obama talking, and you can see in the comment section the racism, because they can do it on YouTube anonymously, right? They don't have to worry about pretending. Otherwise, they can be as racist as they want, and they are. They get on there and they call him and again, you've got both. You've got the Nazi racists that get on there and call him all sorts of derogatory names and straight out overt racism, and then you've got your closet racists who make little digs about him, you know? So, you know, yes, very good, voted in a black president, and now you're beating the shit out of him, and all the racists are beating the shit out of him based on race, right? Not everybody, but the racist I'm talking about. So, you know, look, the reason that Japan has a low crime rate isn't race related. It's culture related. You know, it's in their culture that they don't think about doing things like that. There's a whole heap of reasons for it. We've talked about it on the Japan channel before. It's cultural. It's cultural. It's because of their history and the Bushido Code and what happens to them in Japanese society if they do commit crime and they get caught, and the way criminals are seen here. You know, in other cultures, sometimes criminals can be seen as, oh yeah, he was a bit naughty when he was young, you know, he did some drugs and did a few crimes when he was young, he was a bit of a lad. and we sort of don't sort of hold it against people too much. In Japan, you know, if you commit any crimes and get caught, your future is very bleak, because it will be held against you forever, because it's a cultural thing. They don't accept crime, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, you know. Countries like Australia and America, where, you know, Australia, people standing in a barbecue talking about stuff they've brought home from work. Geez, nice table, where'd you get that? Oh, I brought that home from work. Oh, there's a pen I brought home from work, and some paper I brought home from work, and this other thing I brought home from work. What they're actually saying is there's things I stole from work, right? Which is another topic, The main point of this video is, please don't leave comments. If you want to believe these racist things about how crimes are, you know, black people commit crime more than white people do, or, you know, there's no crime in Japan because there's no black people. If you want to believe that ignorant shit, that's fine. And you can search on Google and find heaps of stuff that's going to make you feel better about yourself. And because a lot of these clowns say, oh, I'm not racist, it's just the truth. No, but if you want to kid yourself that that's the way it is, if you want to kid yourself that this isn't racist, and if you want to kid yourself that those things are true, that, you know, someone because of their different coloured skin commits more crimes, then you can believe that for yourself. I just want to finish that second point. The way Australia and America work is that not everybody has the same opportunity. So if you want to be quoting statistics about how many black people in jail compared to how many white people percentage of population, you also need to look at the rest of those facts there about opportunities that people have. Because our societies create those statistics by not giving other people the same opportunities that we have. And that's the point. I'm not making excuses here. This is just the way it is. That we don't give everybody equal opportunity, which means that you end up with a whole bunch of people with less opportunity living next to a whole bunch of people that have a lot of opportunity. That's going to result in crime, no matter what colour the people are. You know, if we all start discriminating against anybody that has blue eyes, and we stop giving them jobs, and we start convicting them more for the things they're accused of, and we start giving them lots of disadvantages, soon you'd find that you'd have more blue-eyed people in jail. It's just the way it is. Any sort of discrimination that a society has creates those sorts of problems. So saying that crime's committed by people because their skin colour is different is just ignorant shit. So the bottom line is, in this modern world, we've all got the right to express our opinions, and we've all got the right to free speech equally, which means I had the right to make this video on my channel, you've got the right to make a video on your channel. If you want to put your face on your channel saying you're racist, Nazi stuff, then you can do that. But you have a right to ban me from your channel and delete my comments, and I have a right to ban you from my channel and delete your comments. And if you leave ignorant racist shit on my channel, it will be deleted, so no one's going to get to read it, and you will be blocked. Because this channel isn't a format, we're not providing a format here for people to come along and spread their racist hatred rubbish. That's not what this channel's about. So if you want to have a channel on your channel with swastikas and racist nonsense, you can do that, but you're not going to be doing any of that shit on our channel. Sorry. And any sort of bullshit about that's not free speech or against free speech, bullshit, because you've got all the same rights that we've got. We have no rights that you don't. You can make a video like this on your channel. You can leave comments all over your channel. You can block us from your channel. You can do exactly what we can do. It's not restricting free speech. It's just we're not going to provide a platform for people to stand up and say that shit. Because there's a lot of good people that watch our videos that will be super offended by that sort of crap, but aren't as aggressive. Now, you know, someone came on recently and suggested that Japanese people don't commit so much crime because their balls are smaller, because they have less testosterone, so they commit less crime. Isn't that some ignorant shit? So okay, let's say that's true. Is that also why Japanese people are more polite than the people who leave those sort of comments? And this is what pisses me off the most about these sort of comments, is they offend nice people who are too nice to fight back. You know, if someone's a rude prick on one of my channels, it's good chance I might tell them they're a rude prick before I delete them and block them, just to give them a smack back. They've just smacked a whole group of people in the face, then I might just give them a little poke in the eye myself before I delete them and block them, because that seems fair to me. But a lot of the nice people that are offended by this shit don't fight back. They just get hit in the face and just take it, which is very decent of them, but I think it's unfair. It shouldn't be the case. So anyway, there it was. There it was, guys. I'd be interested to hear your opinions, but just keep in mind, anybody trying to justify or support racist crap on our channels will not be accepted. They'll be deleted and blocked. But in reasonable, fair, reasonable opinions or discussion is welcome. And those who can't tell the difference, sorry if you can't tell the difference between the two. Most intelligent, reasonable people can tell the difference. And if you can't, look, in all fairness too, I just might add this, I do realise that I know racists personally in Australia. I've had family members and friends who are racists, you know, and they're not bad people. They're just ignorant, you know, and it's quite often the case. It's quite often the case with this sort of shit that these people aren't really bad people. They don't really have bad hearts. They're just really ignorant. They've lived in a bubble all their lives where, you know, they've never moved outside their neighbourhood and never spent time with people other than the people in their own little group, and they don't know anything about these people that they're hating on, and that's where the ignorance comes from. So I'll just add that at the end, that I don't hate these people. I don't hate anybody. I can honestly say there's nobody on the face of this earth I hate. There's some people I don't have much tolerance for, and some people I don't want to listen to or see or think about, but I don't hate anybody. And it's the same as with these racist people. I get angry about this topic because it's a really bad thing. It sucks. Racism sucks, you know, and hating on other people because of their colour is really bad. But I just want to make it clear, I don't hate these people. I just accept that some of them are just assholes and others are just ignorant. And quite often you can see that in the comments. You can see this person's probably not a bad person. They just genuinely believe this stupid shit, you know. So, but I don't care. I'm not gonna say, oh, he's just ignorant, I'm gonna leave his ignorant comment. That's not gonna happen. Leave racist shit on our channel, it'll get deleted and you'll get blocked. That's all the way it is, you know. So, down with racism. Don't tolerate racism. Don't tolerate it. Some people have said to me before, you're too sensitive about this, you're too sensitive about that. How about intolerant? Intolerant to rudeness, intolerant to racism, intolerant to something else. I'd accept that criticism. Intolerant, don't tolerate it. I won't tolerate abuse or rudeness on my own channel, because why should I? Someone comes and sits on my sofa and gives me shit. That's not going to happen. No. And it's the same as racism. Why should I accept someone coming into my house and sitting on my sofa and being rude and abusive and being racist to other people? No, that's not going to happen. So, anyway, more videos coming soon.